Junko Furuta, a name etched in tragedy. A young life, brimming with promise, was brutally extinguished. She was a daughter, a friend, a student with aspirations like any other teenager. Her friends and family remember her infectious smile, her kind heart, and her unwavering spirit. Little did they know that fate had a cruel twist in store. Born in 1971, Junko grew up in a loving family in Misato, Japan. She was a diligent student, excelling in her studies and participating actively in extracurricular activities. Life was good. It was filled with the simple joys of youth and the anticipation of a future ripe with possibilities. November 25, 1988. An ordinary day that would spiral into an unimaginable nightmare. Junko, then a vibrant 17-year-old, was walking home from school. Unaware of the danger lurking nearby, she became the target of a group of teenage boys. Led by Hiroshi Miyano, they had a history of delinquency and violence against women. One of the boys, Joe Kamisaka, approached Junko, pretending to be a witness to a supposed gang fight. He used fear and manipulation to lure her into accompanying him. Junko, trusting and unaware of his true intentions, agreed to help. For 44 agonizing days, Junko was held captive in a house owned by the parents of one of the perpetrators. The boys, driven by a perverse sense of power, subjected Junko to unimaginable cruelty. They raped her repeatedly, their brutality escalating with each passing day. Junko's cries for help were met with silence, her pleas for mercy ignored. The boys forced her to call her parents and tell them she had run away. They beat her mercilessly, using their fists, their feet, and any objects they could find. Junko's body became a canvas of their cruelty, a testament to the depths of human depravity. Each breath Junko took was a testament to her will to survive. It is impossible to fully comprehend the depth of Junko's suffering during those 44 days. Each day brought new horrors, new methods of torture devised by her captors. Junko was forced to endure sexual assault with foreign objects, her body mutilated beyond recognition. The boys beat her with golf clubs and barbells, their cruelty knowing no bounds. Her internal injuries were severe, yet she was denied medical attention. Her body, broken and battered, became her prison, her spirit the only thing her captors couldn't completely break. After 44 days of unimaginable torture, Junko's battered body was finally discarded like trash. Her captors encased her body in a concrete-filled drum and disposed of it in a landfill. But Junko's disappearance had not gone unnoticed. Her family, desperate for her safe return, had filed a missing persons report. The police, initially dismissive of the case, began to suspect foul play. The boys, known delinquents in the area, quickly became suspects. Under intense scrutiny, cracks began to appear in their carefully constructed facade. One by one they confessed, revealing the horrifying truth of Junko's ordeal. The trials of Junko Furuta's killers captivated Japan and the world. Despite the heinous nature of their crimes, the perpetrators were tried as minors, their identities protected under Japanese law. Public outcry against this legal loophole reached a fever pitch. The court heard harrowing testimonies from Junko's family and friends. In July 1990, the court handed down its verdict. Hiroshi Miyano, the perceived ringleader, was sentenced to 20 years in prison. The other 3 accomplices received sentences ranging from 4 to 17 years. The sentences, considered lenient by many, sparked outrage and fueled demands for legal reforms. The lenient sentences handed down to Junko's killers sent shockwaves through Japan. Public outrage was palpable, fueled by a sense of injustice. Protests erupted across the country, demanding harsher punishments and legal reforms. Junko's story became a symbol of a broken justice system, igniting a national debate. Newspapers and television channels were inundated with letters and calls from outraged citizens. The public's demand for justice for Junko transcended age, social status, and political affiliations. The government, facing unprecedented pressure, was forced to respond. JUNKO's case became a catalyst for change, forcing Japan to confront uncomfortable truths about its justice system. JUNKO Furuta's murder left an indelible scar on the soul of Japan. The brutality of the crime and the perceived failures of the justice system shook the nation to its core. The case became a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of any society. It forced the nation to confront uncomfortable truths about its social fabric and the vulnerability of its youth. The media's relentless coverage ensured that JUNKO's story remained in the national consciousness. Her name became synonymous with the horrors of juvenile crime, prompting a nationwide soul-searching. The scars left by JUNKO's tragic death continue to shape Japan's social landscape. JUNKO Furuta's story soon transcended geographical boundaries, sparking outrage and grief across the globe. Translated news reports and documentaries brought the horrors of her ordeal to international attention. The case resonated with people from all walks of life, uniting them in a shared sense of horror and a demand for justice. JUNKO's story became a stark reminder that the capacity for cruelty exists everywhere. The case sparked international debates about juvenile justice systems and the importance of protecting the vulnerable. JUNKO's story, though rooted in tragedy, became a catalyst for global dialogue and action. Though JUNKO Furuta's life was tragically cut short, her story continues to inspire change and ignite hope. Her memory serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of speaking out against injustice. Numerous organizations and initiatives have been established in her name, dedicated to combating violence against women. JUNKO's parents have channeled their grief into advocacy, bravely sharing their story. The case also sparked important legal reforms in Japan. The government implemented stricter laws for juvenile offenders, recognizing the need for accountability. JUNKO's death, though a tragedy, served as a catalyst for positive change in Japan's legal and educational systems. JUNKO Furuta's story is a stark reminder of the capacity for cruelty that exists within humanity. Yet within the darkness of her ordeal, there flickers a glimmer of hope. JUNKO's spirit, her resilience in the face of unimaginable pain, continues to inspire. Her story has ignited a global movement for change. The outpouring of grief and outrage that followed her death speaks to the enduring power of empathy and compassion. JUNKO's story is a call to action, a reminder that we all have a role to play in creating a world where such horrors are never repeated. We honor her by continuing the fight for justice, by advocating for the vulnerable, and by working together to create a world where every life is valued.